Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents The Burning Wheel. Everybody was being weird in the call while I was away.
No, it's
Evidently,
not.
I forgot to mute myself, and then I sang Bella a song
You're
about
being-
her butt. So
Yeah,
Good. Nice.
yeah. We all were regaled by Blue Jay's singing voice.
Singing about her dog. Okay, good. I just wanted to know what was going on because it was weirding me out because you're muted to me the whole time. So
yeah, that's what happened.
okay. So
Socks, no socks.
so let's resolve this situation with Reza and Soren. People asking about if we were going to get our first fight or dramatically overthinking the situation.
Two
So
NPCs, it doesn't matter.
they both have an intent, and they're going to roll, and then whoever wins gets what they want. So Reza, I think probably we don't see any of this happen. It all happens off screen. We see the fallout instead. But Reza goes into the room and is like, you have to leave. Soren is like, fuck you and your mother. Reza's like, no, fuck you. And then probably Soren draws a knife and is like, come over here and say that. And then Reza draws the sword and is like, I will. And then because Reza is too stupid to realize that this doesn't need to get to be a big thing, he probably like attacks Soren and then they roll and then we see what happens. So let's see what we got. I'm going to assemble a pool. Now, neither of them want to kill the other. Reza wants to he wants to injure Soren so that he can like get a hold of him and throw him out. But Soren doesn't give a fuck, and he doesn't get in a sword fight unless death is on the line. Soren wants to kill Reza because how dare you do anything I don't like. He's a soldier and a swordsman, and he knows you don't draw your sword unless you want to kill somebody with it. So, let's see here. So they both have swords. And Reza, gotta love you, Reza. You don't even have the sword skill.
Seriously?
Yeah, he does not.
Oh God, why?
He's just because he's a Carpathian man with a bad attitude. He owns a gun, but he's never shot it. Like you don't understand. Like we've been talking about this the whole time. Reza is violent, incompetent, hot-headed. He's not a smart guy, and you just told him like go do the violence, and he was like, I love the violence.
Against a war veteran.
Oh, he's dead. He's so dead.
The dice may favor him. Who knows?
Because he doesn't have the skill. He gets no forks, right? So
the dice may still favor him. I rolled 0.
No, you know what I think happens is that I think he probably goes after him with his fists, and then Soren's the one that escalates to like, don't lay a hand on me. I'll cut your wrists. You're dead. Yeah, I think that's what happens. So we'll let Reza use his like boxing skill. All right, so Reza's got boxing 2. He has
How do people hunt if guns aren't a thing? Do they use bows?
bows. Yep.
Weird.
He has boxing 2 and nothing to fork.
Reza, why?
So that's good. Like really, I can't see anything on this list. He doesn't even. I was gonna say maybe dance, but he doesn't even have dance. He does not have brawling. No.
God damn it, he's gonna die.
You did this.
Yeah, well, I thought he had swords at least.
Well, you vastly listen. The only violence we've ever seen him
Okay,
successfully perform was because of the ghost in him or hitting helpless people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Turns out, big showy masculinity. It's not going to work out for you. All right,
I mean, he did like get all his armor on and go outside and kill some peasants, but I guess they were helpless.
So Artha, I'll spend the 1 persona that he has on it. Hold on, let me see. No, so just because it's on the list doesn't mean he took it, right? Like, where do you see brawling, chat? Ranger wise, child rearing, responsibility wise, sibling wise, boxing.
I don't see brawling.
Yeah, he doesn't have the other page. Oh, you mean on his like the skills we've used for him before? These don't, just ignore these. These are ones I've used before I made him a full character. So yeah, these are not a thing. Ignore this brawling. That's not real. So
Well, that's not real brawling.
well,
That's
no,
not-
it's fine. It's not a thing. I'll give him. He's got one Artha, and we'll give a penalty to his friend. We'll get to that dice pool in a second. So base op 0 because it's a versus test. He tries to grab Soren. Soren's like, no, grab my sword. And let's see how old Reza does. Reza does about as well as you could expect from him. With no 6s. Okay, so up 2. All right, Reza has a 2.
I don't know who I'm rooting for in this situation.
Soren has sword at 6.
Wow. But he doesn't have. Does he have a sword?
He does.
Yeah.
Come on, he doesn't own one sword.
I mean, but he might not have it at his friend's bedside. Okay,
He's a
fine.
soldier.
He's a soldier.
He's not Carpathian.
So he's got a sword. He also has.
He's
He
a
has-
soldier with PTSD, actually. as well.
Yeah, right.
But he's also drunk.
He's not. He's just been drinking a lot. He's in a bad way, and I'm gonna give him a odd penalty to this. But he does actually have brawling. No, he doesn't. It's open. He has it on the list, but it's not open. So I think he's just down to a mere 6 dice.
A mirror.
He does have dance, but they're not dancing. This is a very fast situation. Doesn't have any appropriate stuff. So okay, all right. So he's gonna roll sword of 6.
Sword of 6.
The sword of 6.
7.
Okay.
Stand Reza.
So we'll say ob 3. Give him a +1 ob penalty. Ob 3. He does have reach on the dude because a sword versus a fist. There's a difference between being drunk now and drinking a lot. He's not drunk now. Okay, and then he's gonna spend a persona on it because life is on the line. So base ob is 3.
Yeah.
It's all over so fast.
2 successes over due to the wound.
And he got
sword.
3 6s.
His intent was to kill him, which he does. So I think what happens is Reza, he comes in and Reza's like, get out. And Soren's like, make me. And Reza's like, fuck you. And Soren's like, come over here and say that. Reza lunges for him and Soren just draws the sword across his throat. Just thunk. And then Reza tumbles to his knees a good meter away, sprays his life's blood on the floor of your bedroom, and then tumbles forward dead. Soren then wipes his sword on his back.
I mean, it's the king's bedroom.
What does the lady protector do?
That's what I was gonna say.
She
yeah,
watches.
the lady- yeah.
She's just like, yeah.
There's no
It's
threat
not
to the
like-
king.
Yeah.
And then we don't get to see the fallout because there's no PCs there. So I will move Reza. I love that he's all confused and fucked up right now, and then he got his shit taken out and put in someone else. Like his soul's all mixed up, and then he got to do one thing, and then he died. And he did it because you told him.
Ripperino Reza.
Yeah.
Damn, what a end.
I
to
told you
that.
this is what was gonna happen. The king knew. He's like, get out. This is bad. And then your kid was like, no, you killed him, Mom. You did this. Which to Gavril is good, right? Gavril wanted Reza dead because he was competition. All right. There
Okay,
you
but these
go.
people are still in my house.
Yes, they are.
And now they're murderers in my house.
It wasn't really murder. The only
It is
witnesses.
murder.
The only witnesses are his sister, and the only other person who loves. They have the king in common, so see how it goes.
No one will speak for Reza because no one cares
That's
about
right.
Reza.
Yeah.
No, but I care because I want them out. I care about Reza as a tool.
Well, he's dead now.
Well,
So
Your actions tell a different story about how you feel about Reza.
yeah.
No, I
Um,
mean like just using him as like, oh, they killed him. Get them out of my house. They're collaborators.
Yeah. Like, you
Infidel,
could totally do
violent.
Yeah,
that.
you've got some room to do some stuff. But it was like, yeah, Reza just attacked me. You see it. He has a sword. I just am a better fighter than him, and I got to him before he could get to me. He was crazed. Yeah. I mean, you're the regent, so you've got a lot of power there, but we'll see. We'll play that out later. So, yeah. So that happens while you're putting Neculai to bed. Meanwhile, though, let's check in with Agatha. So, Agatha, what are you doing?
Well, Adam, I'm glad you asked because not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I'm definitely really keen. First priority is dealing with the Angel of Winter. So now I know that I can maybe get at some information through Stygian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know any. I don't know any real Stygians. I've just got that off-brand Stygian.
That's true. You do.
What up?
You have that no-name brand.
Aw. Come on, I got at least a little street cred being a dead Stygian now.
That's true. That's true.
So I could either try to circles up a Stygian who knows Stygian stuff, bug Robillard for a new book, although he's not very available right now. Like I would have to circles him up as well. Because Robillard is off doing other things all the time lately.
Yeah. Yeah, you could roll circles to find him, though.
Maybe I will just work on sufferance, though.
Okay.
So maybe this is like in the evening when the three of us are like hanging out. Like in the library still, but we're done trying to research things for the day because it's been at it all day.
Mm-hmm. And this is all three of you?
Yeah, but mostly I'm thinking that the thing that matters is me talking to sufferance here.
Okay.
And so Agatha like gets her to sit down with her so that she can talk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to be like Robillard then?
And she's like in the middle of like reading something, and she looks up. What?
In the church today, he made the air smell sweet. Is that the kind of thing you wish to do?
He didn't do that. The angels did.
They did it at his request?
Maybe. Or maybe it was just a blessed occasion.
Things do not simply happen.
Well, no, of course. It's the will of the angels.
And it just so happens that the will of the angels is for the people to be in awe on the day when Alessandra, who's Robillard's niece.
She's also the regent.
Yes, very convenient that. And it just so happens that the angels choose for this blessing to fall on the day of her anointing. You really must think more critically.
And you have to trust more. The angels do what they please. And this time it was something nice.
Hardly reason to trust them, though. Capricious, unknowable, not qualities that engender trust.
They're the angels. We have to trust them. What other choice do we have?
Agatha just smiles. We need not bow and scrape.
Yeah, and
Like,
she just rolls her eyes like, you obviously don't understand how religion works.
I don't deny that they exist. not saying to denounce or renounce them, merely that you understand the game that is being played.
You make everything so complicated.
Only by being honest.
No, I think you just ask too many questions. There are things that are out of our control. And no, I don't want to be like him. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have children. We're going to live in a house outside the city somewhere where it's nice. And I'll have a garden. My husband will be handsome and strong.
Perhaps. I do know some charms for ensuring that as well.
I don't need magic to convince a man of my charms.
And Nagata shrugs. Well, suit yourself then. Take your chances.
Keela scoffs when she says that, like from across the room. She's just like, pfft.
If you find the market to be bare, come see me, is all I'm saying. And she like closes whatever book she had in front of her and pushes it across the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like rubs her neck. Quite finished with this, I think.
And she nods. And Suffren stands up and she says, well, if we're done, I'm going to go. And you don't get the impression that she's like, I'm going to go because this is boring. Like she seems like, and she's been sort of fidgety the last few minutes. Like she seems like she wants to go. She has other shit to do.
Well, will you be joining us tomorrow?
For what? More digging through these dusty old things?
Yes.
If I must.
Your help is appreciated and needed. Yes.
Fine.
And Agatha like pauses for a while she considers her words because again, kids. How do you do kids?
How do they work? How do they work?
How does a kid work? I can't tell you. I understand that you have other things that you prefer to these tasks and to this education. I'm doing my best to ensure its relevance to your life.
She just kind of blinks at you.
If there is something you wish to know, you need only ask me.
I don't know what it is you're trying to do, nor do I really care. But there are some jobs that are worse than helping you look through books. And as long as I'm doing them, and as long as I'm doing this, I'm not doing them. So if you still need me, then yes, I'll be back tomorrow. Can I go?
And Agatha waves her hand.
Okay. Yeah. So she leaves. You hear Keela sigh, like dramatically when she leaves. You hear this like
Yes.
You know why she's in such a hurry to leave, don't you?
Why do you think so?
Oh, I don't think I know. It's a man.
Who?
I don't know that. I don't care. The whole thing is disgusting. But you don't hear her. She comes back to her room at night, sighing to herself. You can always tell when she's seen him. She's effusive.
Naga's just like doesn't want to say it, but it was like, I thought she was a nun. I thought that was off the table. Well, clearly this displeases you.
It doesn't displease me. It annoys me.
What would you prefer?
Then she looks over at you. And she just shakes her head like, I'm not going to say what I'm really thinking. And goes back to reading the book she's reading.
So you will continue to tolerate her effusiveness.
What choice have I? She tolerates, and she like gestures at herself. This stink of burnt flesh. The screams I wake to from my nightmares. I think of the two of us. I've the one with less to worry about.
Agatha shrugs.
Besides, people love their little secrets. If we took that away from her, she'd be even more intolerable than she already is.
Should we help her then?
Help? How?
As I said, I know various charms.
To do what? Make her more desirable? If she's already got a man, then what good are we going to do her?
We could make it so that he could only tell her the truth.
It's the last thing that a girl her age needs from a man.
We could ensure that he was faithful.
I doubt there's any magic in the world that can do that.
And Agatha is just like, challenge accepted.
Uh-huh.
I'll need to know who he is. Perhaps she has made him up. And it wouldn't do to curse a fiction.
And she looks over you and she shakes her head and she says, unless she's somehow managed to bite herself and muss her own hair, I think he's too real.
Damn, getting messy. Agatha says, very well then. And like slumps into her chair and her familiar just goes like,
right. Kind of wakes up.
yeah. And I'm going to use Oz to follow Sufferance and try to spot this dude.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I'm give him a trait if I can mark him.
Okay. All right. So have your familiar I guess roll. Are you trying to sneak after her because she'll notice otherwise?
Mm-hmm. So I don't have my book on hand.
Oh, that's okay. Where is the? Do you remember which book is it? Is it the core?
It's in the
book?
codex on page 411. I have all my
Okay, cool.
Recorded. And so it's either on 411 or on 412 because I think it runs over the edge of the page.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives it a stat block. It doesn't have any skills.
Yeah, it does.
Have,
Okay. So stealthy or stealth is based on what? Agility?
Speed.
Based on speed? Okay.
Yeah.
Speed's B5.
So
it'll just be a regular versus test because she doesn't have
she doesn't have observation either, right?
Correct.
All right. Here is Oz's roll. It's not great.
No.
It's 2 successes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she definitely doesn't have. Nope. Okay.
Banking on her being bad at this.
Base op is 2.
no. Oh, no.
So you follow her partway down the hall, and then she stops, and she turns around, and she glowers down at him. She's like, "You're following me."
And it like trills and flicks its tail.
Get out of here. And she kind of like kicks at it.
Yeah, and it like dances back and hisses and then runs off.
Yeah.
Wait. Quick question.
Mhm.
Because her observation is untrained, wouldn't it be half that?
No, it's because they're both untrained.
They're both untrained.
Right.
So
It's a stat
Yeah.
versus a stat.
yeah.
Yeah. She did start
I almost worked.
opening. Hold on. Let me make a note. Observation here.
One test towards learning observation. And yeah, so Agatha like comes back to herself and just sighs. Next time, I suppose.
Yeah, and she Keela shrugs. She says, maybe one of the three of us can find happiness, at least. Like, don't meddle. Like, let her have her like boyfriend or
Yeah.
whatever. Because God knows you and I are never gonna get one.
Well, if that's what she wants, that's fine. Happiness is not what I seek. And she like gets up at this point and leaves the room,
Mm-hmm.
and like brings Kila along with her.
Yeah, yeah. I think Keela's been shelving books while you were talking because she knows you're done. So
Yeah.
okay. All right. So two of you head out. Okay. So let's.
I don't know if I have any other stuff to do here.
Yeah, let's check in. Let's go. Let's pop over to Lodovic and see what he's up to. I figure we can probably do like a scene for Lodovic and then one for Joy.
Sure.
Cool.
So Lodovic, where are you? Where do we find you? What are you doing? You've had this conversation with Robillard, who's given you this book and been like, think on the words of the Bible.
God, I mean, I know what I should be doing, but yes, he's not going to waste all the resources he spent. No, he's out at the mercenary captain's little steading.
Okay.
Um,
What time of day is this?
the morning,
Okay.
maybe the next day. Excuse me. Yeah, he's looking for him to start writing up some plans. So maybe he's got
Okay.
a book or a list or something.
Yeah, make that circles test.
Oh, of course. I do need to circle some up, don't I? Ludwig von Graustadt. Oh, you can't roll the circles directly from the thing. What's the op?
For him, 2. Pretty easy to find. It's just whether like he's around, available to you or not. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're obviously like welcomed into his home, and when you come inside, and one of the other like one of his attaches has opened the door, and recognizes you and does that awkward thing where they're like, I don't speak the same language as you, but like come on in, and you can hear in another room deep, like baritone singing. You can hear someone just unashamedly just like singing at the top of their lungs in another room. And it's definitely too loud to be any of the soldiers.
Right.
And he looks at you, and the soldier looks at you and looks at you and is like,
Yeah, so I head in and I let him finish.
do you like walk into the room, or do you just like nervously like hang out in another room until you don't hear him singing?
No, I walk in.
Okay.
I'm like interested. I'm like, oh,
Sure. Okay, so you walk into the room, And yeah, you see him. This is in just like one of the like I guess it's the kitchen that he's in, and you walk in and he is I think he's like cutting up like some meat. He's got like some kind of like animal part on this cutting
Just
board.
using his massive sword.
And no, he's got a cleaver and he's just singing to himself. Like it's not like he's singing to an audience, but he's just like singing really loudly and like chopping away at this like piece of meat and like and he can't hear you when you come in.
Let's see. Do I have that skill? Am I opening it? Conspicuous.
You just be like,
No, I totally don't have conspicuous. Do I have anything? This is so low stakes. It's just I could get a roll in somewhere. No, I just go over and maybe I sit down at a little stool or something. I just like wait for a break in it because I don't want to like tap him on the shoulder because he might just cut my head off.
yeah,
Big knife. Be just like,
yeah.
Probably not that stupid, but
okay. I mean, you can walk into his field of vision. He'd be able to see you.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll just
Okay. So he sees you and he like stops singing, and he like turns like a little red, and he says, "Oh, Mr. Axter, have you been here very long?"
Oh, just the last verse.
I cannot sing very well, but I try. Are you hungry? And he gestures down at the meat.
Oh, sure, I could use something to warm me up.
And he nods. He says, Good. We are butchering the horses. And he like scoops up some meat on the cleaver and like plops it onto a plate, and he walks over to there's this big iron stove. And he throws it into a pot, and he says, I will cook for you. And he just starts, and he's just like, you're here for a reason. I don't need to ask you. And he just like starts like making food.
Yes, well, I was hoping we could start writing up some plans for recruitment. Last time we spoke, you said you had some experience with that in the past.
Yes.
Suitable people for you to train.
Yes, I need men and women strong. People who will fight with a spirit. This place, I have to say, is like a graveyard. Most people, they are dead. Either already or on the inside.
Yes.
Are there strong people here I do not know about? Where are you hiding them?
Well, the only ones we eating well, apart from yourself and I, are unfortunately the nobles, and they are above me and my pursuits. So I think.
Yes. So nobles, they can be good fighters. Sometimes. If they have something to fight for. Usually keeping what they have. So,
Yes.
I wonder, why is it that people fight? But what are we to tell them? Is for gold? Or is there a cause?
I suppose they don't need to be exclusive. I have the gold. I could feed them if they were willing to do this, but I want people who unsatisfied with the way things are. The way that, as I say, the nobles are the only ones eating well.
So you want we are to start a revolution. This is the plan, to overthrow the nobles? You want to seize this place for yourself?
Oh, yes, I've never heard the word before, but
Is this correct word when the old guard is killed and the new guard is installed?
I
You want to be emperor, king.
no, not I, but someone who someone who cares for them.
He's like, but you are spending your money for this. You are hiring me. We are hiring more men. I am training them to fight and for someone else, but someone you do not know yet.
I think I may have met them, but I'm sorry. That
He's like, it's fine.
Yes.
You, you have your reasons. I simply need to know what I am to tell these people.
yes, for a better place for themselves and their families and society.
I have to say, better is complicated. What is better for me might be bad for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but hopefully, the bad will be for those who have, well, already proven that they do not deserve what they have.
All you have to tell me is how to differentiate between those who need to live and those who don't. I will do the rest. But this cause, be rid of the current situation. It's complicated, but not impossible. I fought wars over worse things.
Yes. And I've been thinking over the last night mainly, that even if we take the nobles and their houses, there is not enough food to go around. Perhaps perhaps we need to take from others.
He nods. Supplies are very important to a war. If you don't have supplies, you can't win the war. So, first, we try to build the army with what we have, and if we need more, we find people from whom to take it.
Yes, your your candor is clarifying to me in this purpose. I had not thought myself like the nobles to mince words, but it is refreshing to be reminded there are simpler ways still.
Whether they are priests, or warlocks, or merchants, or whatever, inside, all men are the same. They all die the same way.
I suppose that is probably true.
So you want him to recruit for you from where?
I don't know. It's such a bad plan, but he thought it was the right thing to do. Like peasants and townspeople, lower born.
Okay, so like people who haven't joined the church yet, not like foreign mercenary or not foreign like powers, not nobles. So basically, just like the last remnants of those people I talked about before, the people who are still alive, probably because they did what had to be done.
Yeah, probably.
Good, that's good. These are going to be good people. Fantastic.
They sure are.
Okay, well let's talk about what building a.
At first, it was much easier to be like, yes, Ludwig thinks this is the right thing to do, but he's not quite thinking it through. But the more people talk to him, he's like, oh no, I'm starting to think about it. This is a horrible idea.
Well, what's great is your idealism is coming up against the reality of the situation, and you're like, you're gonna end up with a bunch of like hungry, desperate, potential cannibals, and then you're gonna train them how to fight in exchange for food, and then you're gonna point them at something, I guess. Whoever doesn't like you at the time. No, it's great. It's good.
And then I'm not even going to make the choice. I'm going to get subverted by someone else.
Yes,
who tells
exactly.
me...
Someone else will be like, nice army you have there. You should totally do this with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's excellent. Okay. The army of the desperate.
Has Robot ever wanted or needed an army? Well, you can probably have it now.
Cannibal Company. Okay. So creating a new organization, which is to say like creating your own little like army, there's going to be roles to be made, certainly.
I imagine so, yeah.
But I want to be able to give you something to do right now, and then I want to be able to like have time to think about what steps need to be taken, because there's like you have to buy a new affiliation with that army once you buy it yourself.
Right.
There's roles to like a recruitment role. So I want to actually break this whole thing down into like sort of phases and what needs to be done.
Shall I roll administration to work out the phases to be broken down into?
Yeah, let's see. You and your mercenary captain will sit down and you'll make a plan, and then I will mechanize that plan and tell you what it is next session. Does that sound fair?
All right, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I will administrate it now because
Yes.
I can do that. That is something I'm good
Yeah,
at.
perfect. Let's have you make that roll, because I know that I feel like there's a roll here to be made.
Okay. Let's have a look at the officer administration.
So administration of just you, or a shop, or a confraternity, or a small commune, or a small guild, or a small secret society, or a large secret society. I think this is going to top out at like Ob 5 for this.
Yeah, that's a little bit better than I am. But
Yeah, because I mean, there's depopulation too. So like maybe Ob 4, I think, small commune.
yeah, I can go for 4. I've got 4, and then we can focus on things.
So a small commune, how many people, like, and this is to the group, how many people do you think small commune covers? Like, how many people are we getting? And yeah,
I mean,
like,
small commune, like 40.
because it would be like a commune would be in like families, and it would be maybe like a dozen of them, and say like, yeah, I would say it's like probably between 50 and 100, definitely less than 100 people.
Yeah.
That sounds fine.
Okay, so 50.
Yeah, the scale of the like military force you would need to seize Carpathia is not so great.
Not present. Well, the problem will be that, listen, if you only have an army of 50 people, it's fine when all of the other armies are gone or dead, or like you have all their swords, right? Because like the big military power groups right now are this like burgeoning criminal underworld that's all like seemingly disconnected, and whatever their foreign influence is. There's the people of the forest, and there's the Green Mantle Company, and both of those two are working away at each other. So
Yeah, through my research, would I know how big the Green Mantle Company is?
bigger than that.
Yeah,
But
probably
not by-
like
not by
100,
much.
maybe.
Probably like 200, maybe. Because remember, like, take what you would assume and then make it bigger because they're violent, right? And a job that allows violence would be popular in a country like this. And closeness to nobles, protecting the nobles meant they got fed. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll start there. We can always, like you said, make it bigger if we need to.
Yeah, because we're basically just trying to like set up the task now. Okay.
Okay, so let's make the roll.
Yeah, the Green Mantle Company is all out in the forest because the minister of the forest territories was working the king to convince him that this was the way to go. And then they all ran off to the forest to fight a war against the barbarians.
Okay, I'm going to fork in accounting because
Okay.
I'm going to work out how all the money of this works.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's not really commodities wise, it's more supplies wise, so I don't think there's anything there. Peasants wise, because these are the people I'm recruiting.
Mhm.
Oh, I do have supplier wise. Okay, that makes sense. So probably those 3.
Okay. Yeah, you have a helping die from your friend.
All right, well, we got a straight shot at this one then. And we nailed it.
Nice. All right, and you got over the ob, so we'll treat this as a link test for whatever the next roll ends up being, and I'll make a note of
Sure.
homework
Oh.
here.
I'll make a note of it as well.
Okay, so
Like I still have a +1 the next time I want to persuade Soren.
all right, to rally an army. It's really more of a militia, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
Militia. Okay. Great.
Yeah, and he like introduces me to all these terms. He's like, "Oh, this sounds more like a militia," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What is that?"
Well, and he
What
mostly
is
just asks. He does the Socratic method on you, where he's like, "Okay, what do you want them for? Do you want people who are fanatics? Do you want people who are like well trained? Are these people expendable to you? What is the purpose?" Like, and he helps you kind of understand what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. So you're beginning that process. So Joy, let's do one more scene.
Yes.
We'll do a scene with you, and then we'll hand out some points.
Sounds good.
So Joy, where do you go? You have this list.
I mean, saltpeter is my first thought for alchemical things, right? Like, he's the guy. When it comes to that stuff. And I've tried looking for other places before, and we didn't find them. So I think Joy's on a mission to go and talk to saltpeter about this list.
Okay.
Because that seems like the most reasonable course of action. Okay. She's a little nervous about going to talk to saltpeter, obviously, but
well, you can make a circles roll to try to find him. He's gonna be a little tricky though, I think, because he's a weirdo and he's unique. So I think, let's see.
I have circled him before.
Yep. So you get your extra die. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, do you get the extra die as soon as you circles them once?
Yes, as soon as you successfully circles them once, you get an extra die.
I just didn't use it on my last one. Sure. I circles a lot of people, but once.
Okay. Circles ob 5.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting. It's possible. It's just gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's. No.
Oh, no.
No,
okay.
I don't succeed.
So you head to the district where you know his shop to be. When was the last time you were here? How long has it been? Like
probably like
several
3 or
months?
4 months ago. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you head where it is, and as you get closer, you're like, I think it's this street. Okay, and then you go down that street and you start heading that way, and then you find. I think we see your reaction shot before we see what you react to, and you have this kind of like there's a sort of blank look in your eyes as we pan back and we see there's a house. And a house, and in between there is just a pile of blackened rubble, just like house beams. Just like the burnt remains of a house,
Oh,
just like lying in between these two scorched houses.
That's not so helpful.
So you come around the corner, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to take a different tactic, I guess. I say, sort of talking to myself. Is this list scavengeable, Adam?
Anything is scavengeable if you roll well enough.
Can I scavenge up the stuff on this list?
Yeah, as long as scavenging, you can roll it as long as you're not looking for something like specific. Like you can scavenge up a sword, but not Excalibur.
Oh, sure. So I'm looking for X thing, not X thing specifically from the shelf of
correct, exactly. You're looking for alchemy materials, not the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Scavenging. Yeah. Any type of item, but not a specific or unique thing. Okay. Hard to find items. Medicine, weapons, tools. You can find them all in the same place. So ob 3.
All 3? Okay. Can I fork into scavenging stealth?
No.
So
where are you scavenging?
Can I, because it's alchemy stuff, can I fork in poisons?
No, you could fork in alchemy if.
Right.
So I mean, let's answer that question first. So where are you scavenging from?
I mean, surely there are a lot of like shops and abandoned, like we're talking about half of Carpathia is probably dead, right? Or gone.
Mm-hmm. So just you spend like days.
There's lots of uninhabited places that may have useful objects in them. So I think that's probably the answer. Going through people's medicine cabinets, quote unquote.
Yeah, totally. I like it. Okay, sure.
All right. I got nothing I can fork into this, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really think there's anything for scab forking. Can I fork in climbing?
No. So the traditional for scavenging, the traditional forks are not soldiering. Let's see, scavenging, foraging, and any appropriate wise.
Okay, well, I'm screwed then. Let's just roll scavenging and do the thing.
Okay.
All right, cool. So I don't have any modifiers. I'm not gonna spend my last persona on a scavenging roll.
Good call.
And this is ob 3. So here we go.
Ooh, you're close. You getting sixes?
Two.
Oh no!
Of course I don't have any sixes.
No, you can spend 2 dice.
I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna spend 2 fate, I guess, and do the thing.
All right.
So I got plenty of fate. It's fine. I mean, not really anymore, but it's fine. I'm gonna do it anyway.
There it is. Yeah.
Did it.
And you get the difficult scavenging test.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you spend a long time like digging through the rubble of Carpathia looking for this stuff that you need.
I mean, it's not like I have anything else to do.
No, exactly.
Like, other than spy on people, but I don't sleep. So, like, looking around and trying to find stuff is
totally.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes stealth games like super easy. You just like find someone and they're guarding it, and you just wait like 18 hours,
right, until they leave. Yeah. So yeah, you manage finally. I think we see you in your house, like putting a jar of some kind of salts, like up on a shelf, and then going like
checking the mental list.
The mental list, yeah.
This other thing, and this is all like. I like to think of it actually more as like stocked underneath the counter of this like butcher shop that I've occupied. Okay. You know, try and hide the stuff so that whoever like if people come through, then you're not gonna see like a bunch of useful things sitting out.
I like it.
And then I mean, like after I've got this stuff secured, I've got to wait a couple days. So that's when I start doing my spying business for our dear friend Lodvik.
Okay, so yeah, where do you want to go for that?
I mean, the Black Veil is where I have to go because I have to.
So here, once again, we find Joy outside the Black Veil, standing in the snow, hearing the sounds of Emilio the Hateful Ludist drifting from the.
This time, however, my disguise is going to be more of a disguise.
Oh, so you're gonna disguise
I don't want to be disguised as just not dead. I want to be disguised as not Joy.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to be disguised as a different corpse?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Let me see. Okay. So I think
obscuring your gender is like ob 1. And then like there's like different stock, which is like man and orc and you know all that stuff. We don't have those, so
you want to disguise yourself just as like somebody different. You want to hide who you are.
Yeah, not even necessarily not a Stygian, just not Joy.
Okay. But you're okay. So it's gonna be suspicious if you're still a Stygian, because you're the Stygian that most people around here know. You could disguise yourself as not a Stygian, and that would be certainly better for this environment. Some color.
It's also going to be harder, and my disguise is not super good, so it depends on the ob, Adam.
Well, it doesn't depend on the ob; it's the inverse. You tell me what you want your disguise. If you just want to be a different Stygian, then that's one.
That's
thing. Okay.
All
right.
That's
ob 2.
Okay, cool. That's conspicuous, not disguise. Okay.
And does your disguise kit have to? It is expendable. Okay.
Yeah, it is expendable. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I fork in inconspicuous, Adam?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. So don't need any Artha. Op 2. Boom. There we go.
Good work. You did it.
We did it.
Okay. All right. So you're disguised as someone else.
Yeah, just like, you know, she musses up her like makeup, you know, her features a different way or something. Like, you know, she doesn't look like she's the same face. But she's also like being not, you know, like when people are conspicuous about being inconspicuous, and she looks like she's like disguising herself. It's that, you know. I think I just go into the Black Veil, like confident that my disguise may save me from truth.
Yeah, no one will casually like at a casual glance, no one will know that you are who you are. Anyone who like examines it will get to like make an observation roll and be like, wait a second, that's Joy. But at casual glance, you walk in and people like look up and then look away. You hear Emilio, his lute.
Emilio.
And there's it's the same as it was before. There's lots of people around that are like from this faraway place from Subiska.
I mean, I think the plan here is that I wait and I watch who goes into the back room where I know Ekaterina is, right? Or like whatever business she might be doing, and I'm just kind of like just observing the goings on of the
Okay. So this is a bar. So the easiest way to be inconspicuous here is by buying drinks.
By drinking and buying drinks. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Are you saying
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying like that could help. Yeah, like
I mean, I'm certainly not gonna sit there with an empty table, being all
staring at the wall. Yeah, so I guess that's my question. So what is your intent? Let's talk about intent and task.
So my intent is that I want to, as I was paid to do, observe who comes and goes from Ekaterina's office, basically.
Okay.
And if any of them are people I recognize, like people from when I was working with her, then great, I can note them down specifically. If not, then it's like,
okay. So we'll have you make a like a stakeout roll, basically. And we'll do a resource test to see if you can afford to buy enough drinks to help. Mm-hmm. So let's do that. Let's make an OB1 resource test.
Okay.
I have an alternate suggestion.
Oh yeah, what's that?
What's that?
Which is, could Joy do the thing where you walk by a table that has just cleared or whatever, and you just like casually pick up a glass and like
scoop a glass?
That's certainly possible too. One way or another, we're gonna make a roll to see if you can blend in, either by buying drinks or another roll to like.
I think I'm gonna I could sleight of hand something off the table, but I've just got this newly minted resources.
You're feeling flush,
and I'm feeling like I might be able to do something with it. I don't know.
Just remember, if you fail, you get taxed, and it will be all of your tax, and you'll go back to 0.
Oh yeah.
But you have the cash die to flap around.
I mean, that's the plan. I'm gonna use the second cash die.
Nice. Okay.
And then
same thing.
Resources.
Ob1 to keep yourself. Yeah, to keep yourself in drinks.
That's the plan.
Blow this cash die one way or another. I love it. I love how fast Joy's just like, money, no money, money, no money.
She's really bad at money.
No, it's really good. I love it.
Yeah.
I saw your comment earlier in chat. You don't have administration for self. You don't have it?
0, yeah.
Yep. All right.
So OB1.
Okay.
Yes!
Nice.
I did it.
Okay, good. So you lose the cash die, but you get another test, and you get to sit here and enjoy drinks, and like other people are serving you drinks, and you're like paying them for them. It's a whole thing.
I'm like using money. It's like,
but
really
somehow
strange.
like a night of drinking what you know to be like good drinks just isn't as satisfying as you would have expected.
It's
right?
terrible. It's
like,
the worst.
The wine tastes like you've smelled it before, and it's. And
I'm assuming I don't get like drunk. Like
I mean maybe a little, but like you don't. Yeah, it tastes like a bit like ash in your mouth. Like you're just like, huh. This is interesting. It's not as good as you. Yeah.
It's not as good as people keep telling me it is.
Yeah.
And the wine.
But all around you, the stink of flesh, right? Like you see a dancer, and she.
This night is gonna end poorly.
Everyone else is looking at her like for her beauty, and you're just like thinking about carving a steak off of that thing.
Okay, so here's the thing, Adam. We're like this stakeout roll or whatever we need to do.
Yeah,
get it?
Yeah.
Well, what am I rolling for that? Like.
So here's the thing, and I think the we'll talk about your intent is to pick up useful information that you can report. Yeah, something you can report to Ludwig. Okay.
Like, she had lots
I have a piece of information I can give. Yeah, I have something I can give you. If you fail, your hunger overwhelms your patience.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
That's the failure. You have to feed.
Yeah, sounds
instead. Good. Okay. All right. So it's observation, I think, is the test. Because you're just hanging out,
Observation- do you think
listening,
it's an
and
observation test.
yeah, just absorbing.
Well, I
absorbing
don't
info.
have that.
Okay. If you have another thing you want to roll as a linked test, you could do that first.
Inconspicuous, maybe.
Sure.
Just to like stay out of.
Yeah. Just because to let people like have loud conversations without noticing
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. You're gonna notice me in the
Yep.
corner.
Okay. Make an ob 1 because it's a crowded place. Make an ob 1 linked test. So if you get 2 or better on this observation,
I only got 1. So
it's not a 6.
it
Okay. So it just doesn't
hurt
help,
me.
doesn't hurt. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the observation test, they're normally like a versus test, but I think in this case it's just open, which is nice
Sure.
for you because you're learning. This is a learning test for you, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So all you need is any amount of success at all, and I will give you the more information. The more success you get, the better information.
Sure. It's based on perception, right? Obviously, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, it's like
Cool.
upgraded.
And you said do it open?
Yeah, just do it open because, or not open, but like ob 0.
Yeah, ob 0.
Yeah, graduated test.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put ob 1, or the thing won't let me.
It should let you roll ob 0, but
What? Okay, we'll find out.
it should.
2. Yeah.
2. Okay, so you get one for real success.
One success. Yeah.
You did get a 6. If you want to spend a fate and try to get, you'd have to get 2 successes on that die.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that's gonna be worth it. So.
Okay. All right.
And
so
it's
you
not like this. It's not like this directly goes like better success, more money from me. It'll be how you spin it as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do get you get a piece of information. So you spend the night trying to hide your gurgling stomach, getting distracted, staring at all the because the waiters and waitresses are dressed to
gallery of possible people to murder.
Well, and everybody is like the employees. Their flesh is on display, right? They're meant to entice because many of them are also sex workers. So like, I think you probably will even at some point be like confronted by one. Like someone will come over and be like, "Can I like interest you in some time alone with me?" And then you're like, "No, get away from me!" Like, please.
After I have something, I'm going to indulge in that so hard.
Yeah,
okay.
For now, you get a name. So you get a name, and I guess you can attach that name to a face. So someone comes in, and nobody else really notices because they all think they're the most important person in.
Sure.
In here. But you notice that the tenor of the place changes, and a bunch of the criminals and the foreigner guys, they all look and notice this guy. Many of them nod. He gets afforded a degree of subtle respect that no one else entering the place does. He is in his 50s, salt and pepper beard, which means he's not from Carpathia or he has a kid, I guess, an older, because usually that's a thing. He has short cropped black hair that's mostly gone gray. He's not dressed like a fancy merchant or rich man, but he has a big gold ring on one finger that's in the shape of a skull, big gaudy gold ring. And he comes in, and a bunch of other people nod to him, and he's got an entourage of other tough looking people. And he just walks right into the back. Nobody stops him. He walks right back to where Ekaterina's office is. Nobody gets to do that. You got to go through truth. You got to so he just walks into the back. And by listening in and by kind of wandering the room, you put a name to the face. This guy's name is Semyon. And everyone here that you hear speaks of him with a respectful tone.
Was that Semyon or
Semyon? Yeah,
Semyon.
Yeah. And yeah, this guy it's a name. It's somewhere to start.
That's perfect. That's just what I wanted. That's exactly what I needed. Yeah. Can I, Adam?
Yeah.
Also eat someone?
Yes, you can circles up someone for food.
So in this place, you said somebody came over and
So I will say this: having worked in the place, Ekaterina takes very good care of the people that work here, and if one of them goes missing, it'll be a big deal. They will notice. There's a lot of other drunk people in here though that are coming and going. So
yes, that's a good call. I need a drunk, harmless looking person. That's the problem. I need someone who's going to be impaired.
Okay.
So I can either observe or circles someone here.
You can circles. Circles is for creating an NPC, and this is just a nameless person I can eat.
This is someone who looks vulnerable enough that they'll follow me outside.
A vulnerable person. Well, I mean, following you is one thing, but you following them is the other, right? Like,
well, I mean, yeah, sure.
Someone you just want someone vulnerable,
or somebody leaving. You know, like yeah, exactly.
Okay, obtuse.
Obtuse for this nerd.
I love that you're back, like haunting your former workplace.
Got it.
Yeah. So you see, there's a man who. He's playing cards with some friends of his, and when the tone of the place, when the black lanterns are lit, right, and all the good shit starts coming out, he gets up and he's like, "Oh, too rich for my blood, boys." And this guy's he's a merchant. He's one of the few that stuck around. One of the like Seed of Silver like guys. He gets up and he's like, "Time for me to go, gentlemen. It's been a delight. Enjoy your pleasures of foreign kingdoms." Until tomorrow. And he stumbles and they all laugh and he's like, I meant to do that. And he gets his coat and he throws it over his shoulder, puts his little fur cap on and heads out into the cold.
So I leave the requisite money or whatever on the table, like for the drinks that I've already dealt with the roll for.
Yeah.
And pull my cloak around myself and like push out into the snow after him. Though like as inconspicuously as possible, like I don't want him to know I'm following him, and I'll happily roll a stealth roll if you'd like me to do so.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I think actually in this case it's not stealth. Stealth would be a fork for this. This is hunting.
Why? I thought I had skills that fucking worked for the thing I was doing.
Hunting? You're literally hunting. You're hunting this person.
I can't stealth and then brawling? Isn't that the same shit?
No, because what you want, your goal, your task is, or your intent is to kill and eat this guy.
Okay, fine.
Right? Like I understand what you're saying, like, but it's task and intent.
All right, cool. I'll do another untrained bullshit test for the thing that I fucking hate. And
is it hunting or is it hunting? It's like when it's deepest.
What the heck is hunting based on?
I will check for you.
I believe it's perception, agility, but
strength. It is perception, agility.
Not everything is strength.
Which for me is 4, 5, so 4.
I might have just ruined the overlay.
Who did that? Which one of you fuckers was that? God damn it.
There were fire trucks nearby. I had to mute myself. I clicked on the wrong thing.
It's okay. I forgive you.
All right. So if it's perception agility, it's like between the two, right? But that would make it.
It is the average of the two, yeah.
Which would be. Well, I have a 4 and a 5, so 4.
So it's 4. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, what do you consider this guy in terms of domestic animal, feral animal, wild animal, or goblin?
He's hard. He's easier to hunt than a goblin. I think it's just whatever the lowest ob is.
1.
Okay, yeah, it's ob 1. You specifically said you wanted a vulnerable dude.
Yeah, this motherfucker better be.
Apparently, you need
so
to
salty.
I'm so salty because I literally trained these skills because I thought that's what I'd be using.
There's a hunting skill. You're hunting. This is the thing that you're doing. I'm
sorry
to break it to you.
There's a whole section of hunting that I'm not doing here. But yes, okay.
You probably don't need the toolkit for it, which is a bow or javelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So let me.
If you javelin this.
It is my job to assess the intent and to give you a task. And this is hunting. This is literally
all right,
hunting.
Fine.
This is not assassination. This is hunting.
I get it. All right, cool. Well, here we go. I can't fork anything into it because I haven't learned it yet.
But it's only up 1, so.
Yeah, but I've only got 4 dice and I need 2, so it's not.
I believe in you.
I believe.
Hey,
see, there you go.
Thanks.
Now you can save all that salt for your meal.
Yeah, except that fucking now I'm gonna have to do that every time.
Well, get good. So you hunt him. What does this look like? You hunt and kill this guy.
I think basically what this looks like is I follow the guy up the street.
Yeah, and he's just like humming to himself and staggering through the streets.
Follow this guy up the street, and then like I know the area around the Black Veil because I've been around here a whole bunch. and I know that like coming up, there's an alleyway like in front of him, like another 10 feet or whatever, where he's gonna end up. And at that point is when I like grab him around the shoulders and like pull him into the alleyway and like stab him in the neck, basically, and like drop him.
Yeah, he doesn't even have time to register what's happening to him. He's just like, bleh, and then just his hot blood.
It's that whole Joy like sleight of hand, dagger neck, you know, like kind of quick move. And then she's not entirely sure what to do with him immediately after that, but then the hunger takes over. And I think it's like at this point in this alleyway that she just like starts eating.
Yeah, right.
This like raw corpse. You know, I imagine if this were a film or what have you, like the camera motion for this is like a pan out from the alleyway as this guy's blood spreads underneath him and Joy's like knelt over him.
Well, and like cutting open a body means like lots of warmth escaping, right? So his like corpse is like steaming. Yeah. Cool.
and like the camera like pans out from the alley and you can just hear like wet
cutting and ripping noises.
And, like, tearing noises of like flesh.
Does Joy have shoes?
I think that's it. Joy does have shoes, yes.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say he'd have some good shoes.
Yeah, that's also true.
Oh shit! Yeah, he has stuff.
Yeah, let me roll the die of fate.
Loot him.
Roll the die of fate.
Loot the dog.
Well, I rolled a 6. So he has a cash die on him.
Yes, replenish my cash die.
Yeah, you steal a cash die. You've ruined his clothes.
Yeah, it's closer.
If you roll an up 2 now, you go up to 2 straight away.
Yeah, I think that's it. So you've got a
so I get a cash die off his corpse. He's got a little pouch or whatever.
Yeah.
That only occurs to Joy after she's eaten like a whole stomach full of this guy, whatever. And
his or yours?
But I think it's one of those things where like as he goes cold, he becomes far less interesting.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you have to eat fast because.
So it is one of those things where it's like ravenous, right?
And then the body just freezes in the cold, like within a few hours.
I just leave it there with like whatever chunk out of it.
Yeah, awesome, gross and awesome. And it's such a good parallel to what Agatha discovered of the Stygian, like the heart removal like thing, and then the image of Agatha eating the heart and stuff. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, also like I ate someone in the last season when I was a wolf. You know, I ate a couple people. It's not new.
It's not new content. Yeah.
Okay, you know, who wore it better?
Half of the cast has eaten people now.
Wait. Hey, wait. Did you roll hunting for your thing? I'm joking. That.
I mean, there's a situation in which stealth would be appropriate to like get somebody, but this was very much like a stalking them.
Sure, yeah.
And,
I'm not arguing that this.
No. I know. I'm just.
What I trained was stealth and brawling because that was the thing that confirmedly was
stealth. Stealth would be like setting an ambush for someone and like grabbing them in a like crowded room, or like there's lots of different ways to get at this, and that's sort of how Burning Wheel's responsibility flows, right? Where you're like, I want this, and then I look at the fiction and I say, fictionally, this is the task based on what you intended, but there are other. If you change the intent in a way that would let you roll those, that's still totally a thing.
Cool.
I think hunting levels up really fast as well because forestry is like a real quick.
No, it isn't.
Forestry is one of the longer ones.
Is it? Maybe I was.
Otherwise, my stealth would have been trained way before now, because stealth is also forestry.
Let's do Artha.
Okay.
Let's start with Joy.
Hi.
Joy.
So belief-wise, I don't know. I guess I'll find out who Katarina is truly loyal to and report back to Lodvik. Isn't finished.
Fate.
Because you haven't
reported
back.
Yep.
I haven't reported back yet, but so there's that.
You've got it, but you probably want to try and see how much it's worth by doing like a persuade roll, or spinning it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's still a roll between you and I there, I think, Dave. So we'll leave it. The lady who invited me inside used to work at the temple. I need to know what she knows about preserving a body. I feel like that's also fate because, needing to know what she knows is a thing that I haven't pursued, but she's going to help me. So, or maybe help me. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know at least part of it. So, like, you know the things that you need. So, fate makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, so fate. And forest territory is not important right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool.
I
And
think
yeah,
that's
you
it.
had some trait stuff come up, but it was mostly you were resisting it.
I laughed in the crowd, but that didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I think you're good.
I was the Hungry Dead, but that was like my choice to go
Yeah,
after
you put
that.
it off instead of letting it happen.
Instead of it ruining the observation.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. That's fine. That's how that works. Cool. Okay. Agatha,
Hello, Adam.
I think you worked towards your first one.
Definitely worked towards my first one. And then I was trying to work at my second one as well, of being like, hey, you kids want to date people? We got traditional magic for that. I could give you a charm.
I don't think there was any roles for it though, but if you want to get involved in her romantic life a little more aggressively, that would be one way to be like, well, here's what happens when you meet a man that you like. You set a bear trap for him and you put a hamburger on it.
Bare minimum was I did roll stealthy with my familiar, trying to follow her so I could see who her lover was, so I could.
I mean, that was the whole reason that Agatha did
Fate.
And I spent a bunch of time chatting at her.
So I'm trying to be less like, yeah, okay, take fate. Because I think that's part of why people end up with a lot. I'm not feeling it on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I can see kind of, but it felt too distant from pursuing the belief.
Definitely didn't get my third belief.
Yeah.
None of my instincts really got me in trouble, and
I will give you fate though for always in the way.
Yeah.
Because not physically, but you're always in the way of other people getting what they want, and you were just like interfering with both of them the whole time. Like you're just like, no.
Meddlesome.
Yeah, I like again. This one's easy for me to give away because I treat the characters behave differently because you were doing that. So
yeah, great.
Cool. Okay,
well, that's me then.
All right. The Lady Alessandra Corvidae.
I haven't done the first one yet. I guess I can just say I do it next time. We'll make a roll or whatever. I haven't done the second one. I tried to do what Robillard told me and pray and let the angels would heal Tomas, but they did not. So maybe fate for the third one?
Yes. Yeah. Because you embarrassed yourself in front of...
I think that never allow anyone to treat me below my station definitely got in my way when I was being a butt to Soren and Tabitha. Because
it literally got Reza killed.
Yeah, so fate for that. I think I acted against always redirect violence away. I mean, I think that's
I think you get fate for both of those because you redirected violence away from your person, made it someone else's problem, and they paid for it.
Yeah.
Like
so,
I did not expect you to just throw Reza to the wolves, and then you did, and that was a surprise.
Like chat was saying, two birds.
I like that you think that like you just killed someone who, if you'd worked on him, could have become like a loyal member of your situation, but instead you're just like, nah, go kill the guy for me.
I didn't know he wasn't trained in swords.
I know, yeah.
I thought he could at least probably do a violence, and he could not.
Can we be real about this? You knew Soren was like the greatest swordsman in the land.
Yeah, but I didn't think that Reza was completely inept.
Well, now we all know the truth about Reza. He's corpse.
Completely inept.
Was completely
inept.
I thought that was going to be like super cathartic and like a big thing when Reza finally died because we all hate him.
It wasn't. It feels
like
so like.
Yeah, she got killed.
Yeah, it feels so not cathartic.
No, and that's because
And now she's gonna feel bad.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, we'll talk about what sort of the legal ramifications of that are, but basically, my understanding is that Soren is going to be like, he came at me, and then Tabitha would be like, it's true, I saw it, and then anyone who's like, but that's your sister, she would say that. Then the Lady Protector will be like, yep, that's how it happened.
Great.
But you can always work on that. There's rule of law and stuff if you want to try to get Soren thrown in jail.
I mean, he already killed one person before.
Yeah, but he killed a nobody.
Okay, but I could still leverage it.
He's killed a lot of people. Generally, it's politically complicated to be like, well, he's a killer, and then he'll be like, yes, for Christendom, I've slain many men, and it weighs heavily upon my soul. I did it for you. So we'll see. We can think about that. You could write a belief about it if you want, or whatever next time. If not, he just gets away with it. if you don't pursue it because you're a PC.
I'm gonna lock them in that room and starve them and the king to death.
It's a strange way of coming at that. Yeah.
I just don't like them. I don't like that they're in my house. I don't like them.
So I'm going to
about
give you,
walking
speaking
with
of that, I'm going to give you a fate point for jealous because you're acting fucking cuckoo. Like you're being a totally ridiculous jealous maniac. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a fate point for that.
You're so sweet.
If the starving thing doesn't work, just lock all the doors and set the entire house on fire.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good plan.
That's my favorite plan. Because then you can join me on the streets of Carpathia.
No, she's in the house. She lights the fire from
Oh,
within.
okay.
That's,
I like while she's in it. Okay.
Yeah, immolate. That's what the angels want. Pray to the angel of fire.
No.
Okay. So Lodowick, you met with Father Robillard.
Yep.
And I got to use my favorite villain line. We're not so different, you and I.
Yep. I'll take a persona for that one.
Okay.
I also absolutely worked towards the third one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, work towards recruiting people.
I really like my second belief, but I never do things that
it's like idealist. Like it
just
overlaps with that trait. I think you could get rid of it, and we would still understand your character wants that.
change it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you just clear that one and your first one.
Yeah. And in terms of things that I'll be looking to do, just so you can have it in mind, still working towards that last one. Reading about and attending church services.
Oh yeah, like start a religious one. Yeah.
Yeah. And God, a third goal is probably like meet Joy and find out what she knows. Because I want to continue interacting.
Yeah, we'll have a good conversation next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and then I'll get you spy on them, and then you can stab them or something.
I'm a great spy, but I'm going to start asking for things.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'll help you get your resources up to a sustainable level. I will absolutely do that. I don't think any of my instincts did anything today, but I would say potentially traits for either idealistic or forward in the way that I dealt with Robillard.
I think idealistic, yes.
Yeah, like, look, I'm going to confess that I killed some people to you. I hope that doesn't go badly. It hasn't yet.
Yeah.
But could be compromising.
Well, and Robillard took advantage of your idealism. It was like, you're a man with too much money and a soft heart, and we'll see if we can take advantage of that. Cool. All right. Well, good stuff, everybody. That'll do it for today. Let's go around and find out, aside from Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow, where everybody's going to be and what they're going to be doing. Elf, what's your deal? What's your deal?
Hi everyone. I would really appreciate it if you came by my stream at twitch.tv/distractedelf or saw me on Twitter at distractedelf, so that I definitely couldn't follow you down a dark alley and then eat your corpse.
Terrifying. Don't do that to me or anyone I know. Please. Blue Jay, how about you?
I'm Blue Jay, and I'm not as creepy as Elf. You can find me not being that creepy on twitch.tv/bluejay or on Twitter at bluejay_712. Yeah, that stuff.
Cool. Dave, how about you?
Right beliefs. What am I doing at the moment? I'm freaking the fuck out that there's going to be an event tomorrow for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And we might get a release date for that game that I've been waiting for I want to say Kingdom Hearts 2 was 2004, so like 13 years.
Don't hold your breath.
It's happening. People are playing it. I saw leaked screenshots on the break. But as for actual content, you can check me out on Twitter at Dave_the_human. I'm going to try and ease myself back into some streaming again, maybe with the Final Fantasy 14 patch. That'll probably be next Tuesday, and that'll be Dave_human on Twitch.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave_the_human. Andrew, last but not least, coming to us from a mystery location.
Andrew_the_. I guess I'm human.
You can just leave it there. Andrew the underscore.
Exactly.
Andrew the underscore.
Sad.
You can follow me on Twitter at Comedian Crow. I have play tests of my game Girl by Moonlight going on my channel on a kind of sporadic basis. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff on actual play, including another playtest of my game Girl by Moonlight. All that stuff is happening, with more other stuff to happen soon.
Excellent. Yeah, you're always
Summer is a busy time.
Cool. We will return next time with more Burning Wheel. But we will also be back tomorrow with another episode of Tomb of Annihilation, which is ripping along. The tomb awaits. So I hope if you haven't watched that yet, you'll pop over to twitch.tv/DND tomorrow at 1:00 Pacific and give it a watch. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming, everybody. If you're a D&D fan, just as an aside, the window for pre-ordering the new D&D book, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, is coming up. It's releasing, I think, tomorrow. So I've seen it. It's great. There's some cool shit in there. Go check it out. You can find
Tomorrow
that. And what's that, Dave?
Tomorrow in hobby stores. Amazon stuff's going to be later. So
the Roll20 module comes out the same time as hobby stores. So if you want, if you want it in your Roll20, you can get it tomorrow. So definitely check it out. I like it. It has my favorite fantasy species in it.
Is it the hippo people?
It's the Githzerai. It's them.
I'm glad it's not the hippo
The
people.
Githzerai are your favorite?
I love them, and it's
did not
all
expect that.
it's all Torment's fault. We'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Come back for D&D. This has been Burning Wheel. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. Goodbye.